This is Python's Paradise. This is your host, Greg Gilbert, aka the Python Hyena, straight out of Fredericton, New Brunswick, Canada. And folks, here we are on May the 30th, 2023. And I've done two Frightmare in the Falls events so far, and I've done four Horror-ramas and one Toronto Comic Con. Frightmare in the Falls, I plan to do my third this fall, and I'm very happy to introduce the guest today because I'm planning to meet him at this event. Folks, he is the star of Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, which I got the jump on before anybody even knew about it. I don't even remember how I discovered it. Natasha Tassolani? Did I get her last name screwed up?
Tossini.
Tassini. The lovely hog-tied woman herself was a guest on here last year on Python's Paradise to talk about this film. But today, folks, we have Winnie the Pooh himself taking a turn for the worse. We have Craig David Dowsett. Dowsett?
Dowsett.
Dowsett. I'm sorry. That's the first time I've seen your last name like that. So that's a first for me. But Dowsett, folks, welcome.
Thank you. How are you? Good to see you.
Great to see you too, and wow, quite the interesting attraction, especially when with things getting into the public domain. It's funny what's being done with them,
Yeah.
But before we get into Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, I would like to get some of your background and what led you to get into the arts.
Yeah, sure. Well, I started off a few years back. I am a martial artist. I do a lot of different styles of martial arts, and I was like, hey, you know what? I really want to get into doing fight scenes, action scenes in film and TV. So that started my journey. And along that journey, I just got to make more and more contacts, meet more people, learning about that side of the filming and the acting life. And then I come across a casting call with Jagged Edge Productions, and they were looking for support actors for their film, The Area 51 Incident. And it was more like a military sort of based role, and I was like, yeah, you know what, that's a bit of me as well. That's quite cool, standing there, uniform on, shotgun in hand, etc. I was like, yeah, let's have a go at this. This is good. So I got onto that, had great fun with them on that, love working with them, and then I kept in contact with them from there. And I said to them, what you guys got coming up? Anything you could use me for? And they were like, yeah, we've got this film, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, coming up. So I was scratching my head. I'm like, what? Okay. Right, okay. And they're like, your size and build would be quite suited to the role of Pooh. Would you be interested? So I was like, I giggled for a bit, and then I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, this could be good fun. They sent me the script through, had a read through that, and I was like, yeah. As soon as I read it, I was like, this is going to be nuts. It's going to be, just totally off the hook, something totally different and unique, and good fun. So I was like, yep, sign me up. Let's do it.
Yeah, I grew up with watching Winnie the Pooh, and never thought I would see a concept like this. I guess they did one on the Grinch called The Mean One, and I guess they got one on Bambi coming up,
Yeah.
and what I found interesting about the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey concept is that I guess not all the characters were in public domain. So I guess it was just Christopher Robin, Pooh, Piglet, and I guess Eeyore to an extent.
Yeah, to an extent. You obviously didn't see him featured in the movie because we ate him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was. I think Tigger was still copyrighted, and some of the other characters. That's why they didn't make an appearance yet.
You know what I think they should do? And
Yeah,
I hate
so
to
do
jump.
I'll
I hope, and I know I'm jumping ahead here, but I would like to see Tigers actually maintain good and actually fight against them.
yeah,
Because who
yeah,
else would be
yeah.
better at it?
I know. A hypo crazed Tigger. That would be a lot of fun. I'm not sure who's going to be in the sequel character wise. But yeah, that would be nuts to see things like that. I've had so many of my acting friends like, hey, you know what? Let me play this character or that character if he comes in. They'll want a piece of it because it's just so much fun.
Yeah, like I mean, you don't see bunny, you don't see or rabbit, I should say. You don't see rabbit, you don't see owl, you don't see kangaroo, and who else is that you don't see? Uh,
Yeah,
you don't see them, but Pooh and Piglet were kind of the center front to the uh, the cartoon anyway,
yeah,
and what a weird concept, especially, they gave Piglet tusks and everything like that. Like,
yeah. He's a fully matured piglet.
yeah, yeah. Well, I had Natasha on here last year, and talked about the fact that he was hogtied in the middle of the road and met with a very unfortunate automobiles accident, and
Yeah, yeah. That was a lot of fun filming that scene. That was crazy.
t- um, yeah, because you guys have ducked her from the pool and or the hot tub, I should say. Um, Talk about preparations for her in that scene, because that's an uncomfortable scene, but a
Yeah,
very well shot scene.
yeah. So she had actually not met us long before that scene took place. She had just briefly met us behind the scenes, and then suddenly we were in full costumes. So, a lot of her reactions are genuine of like shit, fear. It's just like, oh my god, look at these behind me coming to grab me. But yeah, it was a cold night. Bless her. She had to lay on the floor in the bikini in the cold. But we shot that scene. It was quite early in the morning, actually. So it's like 1, 2 a.m. Just so you've got it's really pitch black. You've got the moonlight. It just adds more drama to it, and then you just suddenly see Winnie the Pooh behind the wheel of a car, which you've never seen before. It's just like crazy, and yeah, she's hog tied up. Piglet's pinning her down. I'm revving the engine, ramping up the fear for her. She's screaming. She's trying to wriggle free, and then that's it. It's not like the car launches over her fast. It's slow. It's painful death. It's almost like tormenting her. It's coming up slowly to her, and then over the head.
It must have been a lot of fun. But actually, talk about preparations for this role, like in the costume and this and that, and your reaction. Like it must have been an odd feeling the whole time playing
Yeah,
Winnie the Pooh, but playing Winnie the Pooh as a slasher villain.
yeah, definitely, 100%. Yeah, when I got to set, put the costume on. Me and Chris Cordell, who plays Piglet, we put our costumes on. Looked at each other, had a little giggle, and then you look in the mirror and you're like, "Wow, blimey, I'm like a 6'2", Winnie the Pooh, basically." Yeah, it was quite surreal actually, and it's just like, wow, I'm playing this iconic character, turning him into a crazed slasher. So yeah, it was very exciting. We were all so excited on set because we knew we were creating something unique that no one's ever seen before. But yeah, getting into character was cool, really, because obviously playing a masked character, you have to express your emotions through body language because you can't see your facial expressions. So it was like, how do you even make Winnie the Pooh scary in the first place? Because he's kind of goofy, isn't he? He's a little bit odd. So it's like, right, how can we make him scary? And it's just basically just try and be as scary and ominous as possible. You know, the slow movements, the sadisticness of it, and just ramp it up from there. Slash away.
I know there is a situation in the film where uh, Winnie the Pooh gets surrounded by 3 or 4 guys, and we've seen this with slasher villains before. It never goes the way of the numbers, you know? And it
Yeah,
was kind of cool seeing Winnie the Pooh have this face off. And it's kind of like seeing Michael Myers in Halloween Kills come out of that burning house there. And you got all of
yeah,
the firefighters standing there with these weapons ready to take them on. And yeah, you know it's not going to work out for the firefighters, unfortunately for
yeah.
them. You know, they're just there to put a fire out. But these guys were coming to the aid of this woman, and when the Pooh takes them out, and talk about filming that.
Yeah, that was a great scene to do. The guys were great, you know. Yeah, they surround me. They're like trying to size me up, and then um, take a hit to the face, and then it's just the like boom, rising back up like the Terminator, and they're like, oh my god, uh, yeah, they're whipping the crap out of me, and then it was only when I get the bottle across the back of the head, that's when Winnie the Pooh's like, right, that's it, I've had enough. The fist clenches, and then that's it, they've had it. But yeah, that's good fun to film. Really good fun.
Did you have a favorite kill to do?
Oh yeah, that's a hard one because I just love them all. But my favourite one is the car scene with Natasha's head, because you just see him Winnie the Pooh behind the wheel of a car, really, with his ears and everything. It was just so cool, so much fun, and graphically wise, that just looked amazing. You know, it's just going over slow, the eyes popping out. That was my favourite kill. Yeah, yeah, definitely that.
Now, talk about were you there whenever they did the makeup effect on that, on her or any of that to do that scene?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. I wasn't there
No.
when I did that. No.
Okay. Well, talk about the Winnie the Pooh and Piglet costumes that you guys had to wear.
Yeah, yes. It was the costume was fine. The mask was a little bit difficult to wear. In regards to it's very, very tight on the face.
Hmm.
It's like your head's in a vice. You can't hear very much at all. You can't breathe out of your nose, and you can't see very well. So
Nope.
yeah, most of your senses are sort of gone. So at the start, it kept slipping down over my eyes. I was having a bit of a problem, a bit of an issue. So the only way I could get over that was to basically put a hat like you were wearing there on top of my head before the mask went on. So then that stopped it from dropping over my eye. But then that also ramped up the heat inside the mask because it was like a woolly hat, and it was very hot inside there already. So it ramped it up a bit. So you had sweat dripping down on the inside, and you can't get your hands up and into wipe it. But other than that, no, it's really cool. You know, just turning into that big yellow bear, menacing yellow bear. Yeah, love it.
Silly old bear.
Silly old bear. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Then of course the director Reese Frank Waterfield. I had to look him up here. Yeah, and he also was the writer behind this. So the brainchild behind this whole thing. Do you have any idea? Because I haven't had him on here, but any idea of what possessed him to go after the subject matter, especially in the way he does?
Yeah, no, I don't know what possessed him, but he has so many great ideas for different characters that he comes across and different characters that come into public domain. And no, I mean, good luck for him for doing it in the first place. You know, he really stuck it to Disney. But yeah, no, it's because the whole team, they're all so creative, and that's the best thing about it. You need these creative ideas to move these sort of things forward, and just try and create movie magic, and things that people are going to want to watch and enjoy. So yes, we'll see what he comes up with next.
You know, one thing that stood out to me too, speaking of kills, like I really loved the piglet pool scene where he swings a sledgehammer and just
Yeah,
bashes. Yeah, you know, and that was done because Piglet was always a timid character, you know, and he's not timid anymore. Um,
uh,
yeah.
yeah.
So, what kind of reactions have you gotten to this? Have you encountered the people that have said you ruined our childhood? Personally, for me, I think this is a great idea.
Yeah, at the start we had a lot of mixed reactions when the first images dropped. It was like half and half. Half were outraged that we were doing this to a childhood character. The other half were like excited, like, oh my god, yeah, I need to see this. And then as the film got released, the critics gave us a bit of a hard time, but I think they forgot that it is a low budget indie film. Maybe they were expecting so much more, but we could only do what we could with the budget given. And then most of the fan reaction has been amazing. The actual general fans that who like to see indie horror movies and slasher movies, they've been really supportive. They've been really great, and it's one of those movies where you just go into it and don't take it too seriously. Just kick back, relax, have fun with it, laugh, joke. Um, and yeah, they've all enjoyed it doing that, so it's been great.
Well, you're gonna be at Frightmare in the Falls, which I plan to be at this fall as well. Right now it's just you and Ron Perlman right now announced on it, right now on the website. But it's funny when I noticed you announced on it, I'm like, nice, you know, I think it's so cool that they got you announced on this. Now, is this your first con?
No, I've done a couple of cons in the UK, and I've just got back from Orlando, Florida, where I was at Spooky Empire. That was my
Nice.
first US con. But yeah, Frightmare in the Falls will be my first con in Canada, so I'm
Oh,
very excited
nice.
to be there.
Yeah.
Can't wait. And I've just seen about half hour ago, they've just dropped an announcement that Corey Feldman's going to be there.
Corey Feldman. Okay, nice. You know, it's interesting because the cons, like I started doing them in 2020 or 2017, and it's quite the atmosphere. Now, I know this is kind of early for you, but what's the most unique thing you've been asked to sign so far?
Nothing too unique at this stage. I've had some replica masks being handed to me to sign, the DVD slipcovers,
Hmm.
t-shirts. Yeah, but no, nothing too unique yet.
Oh, give it time. Give it
Yeah,
time. Yeah, yeah, you'll get some bizarre ones, I'm pretty sure.
right.
Yeah. No, I think it's interesting that they did this, and I always said, you know, if Old Yeller is rated G and it should be a PG, then you know, I really got no problem with Winnie the Pooh Blood Honey, you know. It's like come on, you know, folks, come on. I mean, and yes, it's low budget indie picture, but a lot of those fall under the so bad it's good category, which means a lot of people will watch these with a group of friends. They'll have a good laugh, and those are the stories that are going to bring people to the cons. You know, like that, and the fact that they're pushing for a sequel to this. The
Yeah,
sequel will
yeah,
probably have a bigger budget.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
yep. And do you have any ideas what they're doing for the sequel? What can you share?
I don't know the full extent yet. I'm yet to have a conversation with Reese about that, but the sequel has been greenlit. and they do have a much bigger budget, so you can expect it to be like ramped up. Amazingly, it's going to be next level. More blood, more honey, more violence. Yeah.
Now, obviously, Pooh's gonna be back. Can we say whether Piglet gets a resurrection? Does he make it through his wounds?
I can't say for sure because I honestly don't know because I haven't seen the script or anything like that yet. So I'm on the fence as to whether he's going to be back or not. I'm not sure. I'm eagerly waiting myself.
Are the other characters going to be in public domain by then, or do you know?
Actually, I don't know which ones will and won't. Um, I'm sure some friends will come to join the party, but as to who they can use and want to use, I'm just not sure.
Talk about the other young cast members, the victims, the ones that line up for the slaughter, any stories, on-set stories, working with them.
Yeah, they were all great to work with. We had so much fun, and because it was all shot at night time, with the majority of it. When me and Chris would just appear in costumes, they were generally like freaked out because you're in the middle of a forest, it's dark, it's early hours of the morning. Me, for instance, Pooh, I'm running at them. They're like genuinely like, oh my god! It's like heightened sense of fear. So yeah, they were great to work with and do the kill scenes with, especially at the end with the car explosion. That was so cool because we were really up against it that night with the weather. If you look in the background of that scene, you'll see the trees literally swaying like that because it was generally like a really bad storm. So that scene was really cool to do that, and then the deaths in that scene, which I won't say too much about, just in case people haven't seen the movie that are watching this. But yes, yeah, they all did an amazing job.
Talk about, like, obviously you attended the premiere of the movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, talk about that experience and the reaction
Oh,
to it,
yeah,
sitting in the
yeah,
theater watching this.
that was incredible. Yeah, Mexico City. Yeah, Cinemex. Yeah, we all attended, and just to be there, experiencing that. It was full red carpet event. We had press conferences, junkets, the lot. It was so cool to be a part of that and experience that as an actor and actors, and then to see yourself on the big screen. Because originally the film was meant to go straight to DVD, but because of the interest it got on the worldwide media, we were fortunate to get a cinema release. So it's the pinnacle, It's to go to the cinema, see yourself on the big screen. We were sitting amongst the fans as well in the crowd, seeing their reaction and the laughs and the joy and the fun they had with it. It was great. You can't get better than that.
I don't understand why they wouldn't release it in the theater because, I mean, the concept alone kind of warrants it, it's a reaction movie. Uh, absolutely. So, anyway, this is not your first foray into playing characters like that because you were also in the house that Zombie built, where you play
Yeah,
Roger the zombie Easter Bunny.
yeah. Yeah, look out for that. That's coming later on this year, I think. Yeah, so I'm still not allowed to talk about that because NDAs, etc. But yeah, that's hopefully going to be releasing later on this year.
Yeah. So you're making a career out of playing these crazy costume characters.
Yeah, I love it. That's quite my screen type. I'm quite happy with that, to be honest. I love putting the masks on, playing those sadistic killer roles. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Yeah, right up my
Now,
street.
were you a horror film fan growing up?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, yeah, real horror film fan. Nightmare on Elm Street, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Scream, the lot. Even like horror sci-fi like Aliens and and things
Yeah.
like that. Yeah, love it all. Love it all.
Well, I know.
It's my
Yeah.
go-to. You know, if I want to kick back, relax after a long day or whatever, I'll always go back and watch one of the classics. Yeah.
Well, I noticed Amber Doig-Thorne. If I don't know if I might have butchered her name. She's in both of these movies.
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
So I'm not real familiar with her, but talk about working with her.
yeah, she's great. She's great to work with. True professional. She's done a lot of movies. I think she's appeared in or had roles in nearly 100 movies, something like that. So she's amazing. She knows what she's doing, and it's good fun to work with. Yeah, we had fun on the Pooh film on set. With the kill scenes and even behind the scenes, we all got on so well and had a laugh. So, yeah.
Well, I'm looking at the house that Zombie built here on IMDb, and I've interviewed a few people from this movie, and like Donna Lee Heising's been on my show, and so is Lynn Lowry, who I met at Horrorama in 2018.
Right.
Love Lynn, yep. But I mean, I'm very familiar with Lloyd Kaufman, of course, Brink Stevens in this as well, Danny Thompson, Lawrence Harvey, of course,
Yeah.
from the Human
Yeah.
Centipede.
Yeah.
So, may I ask who you get to work with out of that cast?
Yeah, I can't
You
give
can't, you
any
can't, you can't.
information
That's
away. No,
okay.
I can't.
That's okay.
I'll get a nasty phone call afterwards.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Maybe next year I'll have you back on and you can go into it
Yeah,
in detail. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, you got a young budding career coming up, carving up here, and you've done really well to get the Winnie the Pooh movie because now you're doing the cons and whatnot. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Oh, that's a good one. That is 5 years. Yeah, you know, I'm just taking each week and month as it comes. I'm hungry. I'd love to play more iconic roles in the future. Yeah, mask roles right up my street. I love doing all that. And I'm also enjoying the convention scene now. I've just started, and I love going around, meeting all the fans, talking to them about the film. Uh, you know, talking about some behind the scenes stuff and that with them, and seeing the fun and enjoyment it gives to them. It gives me happiness. So yeah, I really enjoy doing the con scene, and hopefully I can appear at some more of those in the future as well. But yeah, I'll just if I get some opportunities come my way, then I'll grab them with both hands and see where it leads me.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, are we going to be seeing Chris Cordell at Frightmare? Do you know that?
I don't know. I'm not sure. We haven't spoken a few weeks actually. I think he's away somewhere working, so I'm not sure what his timetable's like. But yeah, fingers crossed. That would be amazing if he could join as well. And then you've got Pooh and Piglet there. We could do the costume photos, and yeah, that would be so much fun. But it all depends on his timetable.
Do you do photo ops with the Winnie the Pooh costume when you're there?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just did that in Orlando, Spooky Empire. I just did that there. Yeah.
What was that like? Was there little kids in there or what? What's the story? Like, I gotta get parental reactions here at these cons at some of these. You must get some weird reactions.
Yeah. When I was at my table in the autograph room, you had some families and some kids walking past, and I had the mask on the table in front of me. So they're walking past and they look, and then they have a double look, and they're like scratching their heads. They're like, "What?" And then they're like, "Hey, come meet Winnie the Pooh," and then they see this figure behind on the poster, and they're like, "Right, okay." Yeah, but for the photo opportunities, yeah, it was just adults because obviously it's not a kids movie anyway in the first place. But they enjoyed it. to see me there in full costume, because when I've got the boots on I'm wearing as well and the mask on, I'm quite a lot taller than I am. So when they're standing next to me, I'm really like sort of look more menacing. So that they like that, getting a photo of that. That's great fun.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm looking forward to seeing you at Frightmare in the Falls, I enjoy the convention scene. I'm right now in the midst of making a move to Toronto, trying to make that happen as smoothly as I can because I was hired at one of the hospitals there. So I'm really hoping to. My big thing is getting a roommate and a place to rent down there, and
Yeah.
yeah, that's my big struggle right now, and that's pet friendly. My cat's over there doing what he does best, sleep. Yeah. You got any like a website you want to plug and promote on here, or any charities that you want to plug on here?
Not right now. It's just I'm just on social media, on Instagram at at Craig David Dowsett. So if you want to follow and keep up to date with what's going on with the sequel, etc., and what conventions I'm going to be doing next, then yeah, come follow me, and I'll keep you all posted and updated.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I think this is a very funny concept. I think it's funny when stuff get into the public domain and people get hold of it and see what they do with it. But you know what? They always say there's no more ideas in Hollywood. And I'm like, wait till stuff gets into the public domain, you'll start seeing some ideas.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've hit that era now where as soon as things get released in the public domain, that's it. You get the creative geniuses come out and yeah, make something fun with them. Yeah, this is cinema, as they say.
Well, this caught my attention last year. I don't know where I was or how I even come to know about it. But I remember looking it up. I was like, "What is this?" And I was so happy to get Natasha on here to come on here and talk about it. And she had to be tight-lipped about it, but she certainly come on here and talked about being hogtied and ran over and stuff like that, and that was a lot of fun. And so it was great to have you come on here uh, today. Now, when you did the con in the UK, were you joined by the other cast members, or was it just you?
Yeah, the I had one called Stoke-on-Trent last year. I was joined by Natasha Rose Mills, who plays Jess in the movie for that one. And then a couple of months back, we did Sci-Fi Scarborough, and there I was joined by Nikolai, Amber, Maria, and Natasha
Hmm.
Tossini. So yeah, there was yeah, it's five of us there for that one. And in Spooky Empire last week, I was joined by Amber and Nikolai.
Okay. What was the experience like for them?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, they really enjoyed it. It was their first US convention as well, and it was Nikolai's first time in the States. So yeah, yeah, we all had an amazing time. Yeah, real good memories. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Did you get to meet any other guests there while you were there? Like anybody that you met that just kind of blew your mind? Like, I can't believe I'm meeting this person.
Yeah, yeah. I got to meet Alyssa Sutherland, who's just had some success with the new film Evil Dead Rise. She was amazing in that, absolutely amazing film.
I
Yeah,
enjoyed that. Yep.
yeah, yeah. It's so cool. Yeah, I got to meet Brian Van Holt, John Abrahams, CJ Graham, who played
I met
Jason Bourne.
him. Yep.
Yeah, 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 yes. It's great to meet people like that and have a chat with them. Yes, it's awesome, just awesome.
So is CJ Graham going to dress up as Jason and come to the Thousand Acre Woods and have a confrontation with Winnie the Pooh?
I would love that. Yeah, to do a crossover. Yeah, that would be so cool. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
would be something. Yeah.
yeah, it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, yeah, that would send people nuts.
Well, they sent Jason to space, so hey, why
Yeah,
not? You know.
who knows? Yeah, send him to the 100 Acre Woods. Yeah, we can have a face off. Yeah,
There you go. There you go. Well, Craig, it was wonderful having you come on here today and talk about this, and I've been curious about this film for so long, and glad that it's getting some attention. It's getting some very odd reactions, and I love hearing the reviews, even the bad ones. I just love hearing people's reactions to it, So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a bonkers concept, and but that's all makes all the more fun. So
Yeah.
I do look forward to seeing you at Frightmare in the Falls. I plan to stop by your table. I'll be assisting somebody there, so I don't know how much freedom I'll have, but you're a guest on the show today, so I'm definitely going to stop by your table.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting you. Thanks for having me on the show. It's been good fun.
Yes. Before I let you go, would you mind doing a plug for my show?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Just
It's
just
my
state your name and say that you were Winnie the Pooh and Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, and say you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Hi, I'm Craig David Dowsett, and I play Winnie the Pooh. And you're listening to Greg Gilbert on Python's Paradise.
Oh, you got the first go. There you go. See, Winnie the Pooh didn't have to think too bad on that one. Craig, thank you so much for coming on here. And folks, check out Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. We await the sequel. Can we possibly get Tigger on the good guy's side? Maybe he'd be the one to fight against them. I think so.
Yeah,
I'm
you never
thinking
know.
so.
Anything could happen.
Anything can happen, we'll see. But thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for coming on here. You're in the UK, so it's not every day I get guests that are ahead of me. So I'm in my
Yeah,
afternoon. You're going into your evening. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
what?
Thanks for having me on the show. It's been good fun.
Yeah, what's it like in London right now?
It's a bit cloudy actually. It's not very nice today. Bit
Yeah,
cloudy. Bit chilly. But then I've just come back from Orlando where it was like really hot. So yeah, I'm just trying to adapt back again.
there you go. Well, thank you so much for coming on here today, and I appreciate it so much. And I look forward to seeing you at Frightmare in the Falls. I hope you enjoy that.
Thank you. I look forward to seeing you there. Take care.
All right. God bless.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye bye.